Hi, welcome. I'm really glad you're here for today's complete yoga session. The focus will be on fingers, wrists, and hands, strengthening and stretching. So gather up what you need, your mat, perhaps a block, and 2 hands. And I'll meet you back where we will start, like we always do, by getting grounded. Hi my friends, welcome back to Hands-On Yoga. And to do our opening centering meditation, if you will, let's take a moment to consider that our hands are perhaps way more spiritual, if you will, than we might have considered. Why? Because we use our hands pretty much more than any other part of us for connection, right? If we meet someone, we connect by shaking hands. Or if we love someone, we hug them, we use our hands. We might do hands-on healing like Reiki or massage. And we use our hands even to pet our pets. So think about our hands in that way. Hands mean connection. Yoga means connection. The very definition of yoga is to connect, union. So let's start by bringing our hands together to connect, rub them. Create heat, prana, if you will. And then bringing prayer hands right to your heart center, thumbs at your sternum, lightly touching the hands, connecting. Elbows lift slightly and shoulders relax. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes and take a few moments here to find that connection. Connecting your mind with your body, noticing the connection of your seat, of your physical seat on whatever you're sitting on. Awareness of your breath, using your breath as a vehicle to connect your mind with your body. Good, and then opening your eyes. Let's start right from this position to begin our movement. So turn your fingers forward and then shoot the arms straight ahead and stretch. And then inhale, bring prayer arms overhead. You're in seated mountain pose. Look up, interlace the fingers, then turn the palms away and stretch. And then lean a little bit side to side. Good. Pressing up, inhale, then release the arms out to the sides. And now draw the backs of the hands in towards each other right in front of you. Backs of the hands touch as you go straight up the center line of your body, up past your nose, your forehead, and up and open wide. Great. And then inhale the arms up again. Inhale, exhale back to center. Interlace your fingers and press away around your upper back. Inhale up. Exhale, separate, bring your arms out to the sides. Draw the hands together, backs of the hands come and touch. Slide straight up the center line of your body, look up. Good. Interlace the fingers and take it out again. And do that again. Inhale, up. And out to the sides. Inhale up. Prayer hands and back to center. Excellent. Release your arms. So let's go ahead and move from our seated position to all fours and see where that takes us. Placing your hands, spreading your fingers wide underneath your shoulders or a little bit in front. And please do spread your fingers nice and wide. Press into your fingers and your knuckles, and then rock forward and back. Hips forward, hips back. You might lift your feet up off the floor and stretch back. So we want to get some movement going. And right at this very beginning stage, of course, we're putting pressure on our hands. And then let's go and lift the right leg up behind you and extend it behind you. Flex your right foot and left arm comes up and hold. Balancing cat. Inhale, exhale, return the hand, return the knee. Go back to gliding, slide and glide. Great, then pause. Find your core muscles, engage your abs. Lift the left leg up behind you. Lift your right arm in front of you and balance. Good. Inhale, exhale, return the hand, return the knee. Curl your toes, spread your fingers wide. Lift your hips up off the floor, knees bent. Come into a deep knee bended downward dog. So press into your hands, lengthen your arms. Good. And then back to your knees and back to your heels and just sit on back. If you're not so comfortable sitting on your heels, you could be up here in tall kneeling, okay? So we're going to do some more work for the wrists and the hands here. Take one hand in front of you, other hand grabs those fingers, straighten your arm, the whole hand, and then pull back and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and switch. Other arm, press back and hold for 4. Really pull back, arm is straight. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now shake that out. Let's come back to our all fours. We're going to take our hands into random positions. So plant one hand down in any random way it wants to go, and then the other hand somewhere else. And then do a couple of bends, so sort of like mini push-ups. Great. Now, randomly place your hands in some other place. Now, you may place them in a place where it feels very awkward, so don't go down too deep, but it's fine. We want to ask our hands and our wrists and our fingers to do some strengthening work, some positioning that they're not used to. And you can't really go wrong here, because if anything feels terribly wrong, don't do it. Good. So you see that I'm going around my mat in all kinds of directions. Excellent. And now, please come back to center, and once again, curl your toes. So now you're going to plant your hands down where you might normally want them to be for a downward dog. Fingers are spread wide. You're sliding and gliding. Then go ahead and lift the hips up. Bent knee, downward dog. Bent knee, downward dog. Press into your hands, lengthen your spine. Breathe. This time, let's pedal it out so we can have our calves stretch out. Bend one knee, opposite heel. And again. And again, switching sides. You're pedaling out. Good, and drop to your knees and sit back on your heels. Once again, you could be up here, or you could be back here. Or you could be sitting on a block. I think I'm going to grab a block. I like to sit on a block when I'm on my heels. All right, now take one hand and grab the opposite wrist and begin to squeeze, really pump that wrist. Oh, look, I've got a shadow today. So for your information, this is an unusual filming scenario for me because it's actually raining outside, which hardly ever happens since I started doing this. We haven't had a lot of rain in Toronto. Okay, so I'm chit-chatting about the weather, but meanwhile, I'm taking this hand and squeezing as hard as I can. Why? Because we're working on grip strength for the hand that's doing the squeezing, and we're massaging the ligaments, tendons, everything on the opposite, on the wrist that's being squoze. So continue that. If I were counting, I'd do 25, but of course I wasn't counting. Let's switch sides though now. Okay, and then maybe approximately 25 squeezes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yeah, so this works everything up and down the arm, doing all that pumping work. And it's like a deep massage for your ligaments, tendons, muscles, everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, that feels about even, and shake it out. Yeah. So let's do a little vinyasa. So come back to your table position. Spread your fingers wide. Rock yourself forward and back again. And then curl your toes, lift hips up. Reposition your feet so they are a little wider than your hips. Press into your hands and lengthen your arms, lengthen your spine. Good. Look up to the space between your hands. Walk forward till your feet and hands come close. Soften your knees. And then inhale, arms out to the sides and reach up. Inhale, the arms up. Interlace the fingers up there and stretch. Open your arms out to the sides, and then back to the hands come in. Draw up the center line of your body, look up, and open wide. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, knees are slightly bent. Come on down, standing forward, bend. Halfway up on your inhale, flat back, then soften your knees to fold forward. Step your left foot back, rock a little forward and back in this lunge, and then very slowly get your balance, draw your navel to your spine, lift up into high lunge. Drop your shoulders, bring your arms forward and up, and then when they're up there, we're doing the same thing as before. Interlace the fingers and stretch up. Good. You can bend and straighten. All the while, your fingers are pressing up and straighten. Good. Palms are up. Interlaced fingers. Good. Open your arms wide. Draw the hands in. Backs of the hands travel up the center line of your body. You can look up and float down. Plant your hands firmly on the floor. Step back. Plank pose. Shoulders away from ears. Lower, let your chest be the first thing down. Then flatten your feet. Pick your hands up off the floor about an inch or two. Draw your shoulder blades together. Lift both legs up if you like. Hold here. Breathing. Now, lower the legs, lower the hands. Push yourself up a little or all the way to upward facing dog. Whatever your comfort zone is here. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Curl your toes. Push yourself back, spread your fingers wide. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Soften the knees. Bend and straighten the knees. Good. Bend and straighten the knees. Now look up to the space between your hands. Walk your feet forward, or you can jump if you're familiar with that. Inhale halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Draw your navel to your spine. Inhale, stretch up, stand up, big breath in, and exhale, release the arms beside you. Now take a big sweep with the arms, lift them up. Interlace the fingers, press up. Inhale. Exhale, open the arms wide, and then draw the hands in so they go right up the center line of the body. Inhale, look up. Release and fold forward, hinge at your hips. Find your halfway up jackknife position and then float down. Step your right foot back, whatever the other foot back is, to do that warrior one crescent lunge on the other side. Interlace your fingers. Now, could you find the opposite interlace this time? I know it's a balance challenge, but at the same time, put the opposite pinky on the outside. You know you're there when it feels weird. And then turn your palms up. Stretch, bend, straighten, hold. Take a breath. And release the arms out to the sides, send down. Let the backs of the hands travel up the center line of your body and float on down. Hands come to the mat. step back into a plank. Hold this plank for a few breaths. Now, you are working your hands right now. If you need to drop to your knees, that's okay. But what we want to do is pull the hands towards your knees or your feet. So gripping the mat, pull back and draw at the same time draw your feet, if you're in the full plank, towards the hands. Good. And then when we lower, we're going to let the chest be the first thing to land just by a hair. When you're down, release your feet. Flatten your feet. Lift your hands an inch or two off the floor. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale. Add your legs if you like. Hold. Breathe. Lower the legs and the feet. Hands touch the floor. And then push up a little or more into an up dog or cobra. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Curl your toes. Press on back. Spread fingers. Lift hips. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And then drop to your knees and release back to sitting on your heels. Just for a moment. Find your breath. Okay. Now we're going to do one or two more wrist and hand things. This is a fun one. Are you ready? For strengthening your fingers, please come to all fours. We will start by individually lifting our fingers. So let's start by lifting both pinky fingers up off the floor. Woo! How's that? Lift the pinky and lower. Let's, same side, we'll do it 3 lifts and lowers. Pinky, up and down, up and down. Now you may get up very little or more, just do the best. Good. Now the ring finger, up and down. Both ring fingers lift up and lower down. Lift up, just the ring fingers. Tap them. Good. Now the middle finger, up, down. That one gets easier. And then the index finger, up, down. That's the easiest of all for me. Good. And then the thumb lifts, but now we'll do something different. We're lifting the thumb, pressing down on all the other fingers. Now lift both hands up with the fingers down. Try to keep your fingers flat as you lift up your heel of your hand and your thumbs are really pulling up and back. Breathe, 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 and release. Woo, and come on back. And then one more fingers. Take a moment, rest your hands. And now lastly, come back to your all fours. Turn your hand around so that palm is up and your fingers are pointing towards your knee. Let's do one hand, doesn't matter which one, first, and then lean back, go forward and back. You're pressing down on the back of your hand and you're pressing down on your fingers. And going forward and back. Fun, right? And then switch, other hand. Palm up, fingers forward, thumb out, forward and back. Several times. Pressing into the back of your hand and into the back of your fingers. Excellent. Good. And release. And finally, the last one. Many of us have done this last one over the years. Rotate your hand out and around till your fingers are down, palm down, but fingers pointing towards your knee. And then the other one. Rotate it around. Now some of us may not get all the way around, so you might have your hand slightly out on an angle. That would be okay. And another trick is to make it a little easier is to come closer to your knees. So find a place that feels, it's gonna hopefully feel challenging but doable. And then once you're there, you'll rock it. And some of you will lift up your knees and do a down dog. I think I'll pass on that one today. Good, but how about a hold? Pull back and hold. Try to flatten your hands, your fingers. Press into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Woo! Turn your hand forward. Turn your other hand forward. And relax. Let's find an extended child with the toes touch, knees quite wide, and relax. So bring your forehead down. You could come all the way to the mat with your forehead. You could grab a block so it's not so far, a little less distance. But if possible, have your forehead touch something. So your forehead, your third eye in yoga talk, is actually making a connection. And your hips could be all the way down to your butt, or if that's not comfortable, by all means have your hips up. But what I would like is for foreheads to be touching either a block or all the way to the mat, with the arms framing the block or not, but palms face down. And so find that connection of your hands on the floor, on the mat. Breathing, so you're either hips forward or lifted. The point here is to have the forehead down and the hands down, fingers spread. Knees are wide, hips are relaxed. You could rock your hips a little bit side to side. Good. And now release your head, lift your head up, walk your hands in, and find your way to sitting. Once you've found your way to a comfortable seat, cross-legged this time, we will now take one leg out to the side. So let's say it's your right leg comes out to the side, left foot anywhere that feels comfortable inside inner thigh, knee going up, toes going up, foot is flexed. Now if this leg and knee does not drop comfortably to the floor, to make it more comfortable, you might put a block or a blanket or something underneath your knee, optional. And then stretch your arms, inhale up, and then exhale, scoop to come forward, interlace the fingers, press, come up, open up, scoop to come forward, interlace fingers again, up and out. Last time, reach, interlace, come up, turn, twist. So right hand on left knee, left hand behind you, inhale, lengthen. This extended leg stays engaged, and breathe. Inhale, exhale, untwist yourself to center, and go ahead, bring your legs in, shake them out a bit. Other side, leg out to the side. Now you can see, in my case, I do not need a block on this other side, so I won't use it. Face the extended leg, inhale the arms up, scoop, then come up, scoop, interlace fingers, press up, open, reach, lengthen, interlace, up, turn, take your left hand on your right knee, right hand behind you, inhale, that's your lengthen, exhale, twist, breathe, flex and engage that leg that's going out there, breathe. Inhale and exhale back to center. Good. As you come back to a comfortable seat, take a moment, drop your shoulders, roll them a couple times maybe. So with all that work on our wrists and our hands, we're not quite done. So this time, we're going to take our hands into fists and drop them down and pull back, and then rotate them in so they'll face each other, and then turn them up and around. And the idea is to just turn from the wrists and not from the elbows. So you're making circles around and fists with the hands. Great. Switch directions. Up, down, out, down. Side, up, in, and out. Good. Do the best you can. If it's a little awkward, I get it. Turning those wrists around and around. Great. Release. Good. And now we're going to do a final meditation. So if you feel like you're done for the day, take a moment and just realign your breath and your body. If you'd like to join me for a short Satnam Satanama meditation, go ahead and find yourself comfortable sitting. So maybe you'll want to transition up onto something or not. But cross-legged is best for this. So once you've found comfortable seated position, you're going to rest the backs of your hands on your knees. So here's the deal. We're using our fingers. We're going to say some mantras, some syllables of the mantra Sat Nam. So Sat Nam means truth is my identity, or I am truth. And each time we take our thumb to touch a different finger, we will say a syllable. So here it's how it works. Thumb to first finger, Sa. Next finger, Ta. Ring finger, Na, N-A, Na. Thumb to pinky finger, Ma. So with your arms comfortably beside you or resting on your knees, either way, it's Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. We're going to do that several times. There's a little bit of breath involved, so listen to my instruction, but you can close your eyes and just have the experience of the connection of your mudras. And know that the mantra means I am truth. So go ahead, close your eyes if you like, and we'll be singing it. So here we go together. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Take a deep breath in, please. Hold your breath. Exhale. And again. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Take a deep breath in. This time, exhale that breath out. Be empty. Hold the breath out. And now resume chanting one last round. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Last deep breath in. Hold your breath. And then on your exhale, you can release your hands to your lap. Return to a normal breath rhythm. Please release and shake out your hands. Move your fingers around a little bit. And then draw hands together, rub them. Bringing prayer hands to your heart center, thumbs press into your sternum. Sit tall, relax your shoulders. Close your eyes, find your breath. And then please, sending a prayer for peace and healing to your loved ones, to anyone in your life that could use an extra healing prayer this evening or this morning, whenever you're doing this practice. Sending your connection, your mind connection to someone who could use your good wishes. And now please send a prayer to all beings around the planet and a prayer to planet Earth. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's been my pleasure to practice hands-on yoga with you. Here's Ellie. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to connect with me, you could Join me on my email list, and I'll see you next time at Forever Yoga with Susanna. Namaste.